We get a chance to speak to a man who's been just crushing it on that O-line, and doing it as a rookie is even more impressive, and he's with us now. The one, the only Grey Zabel of your Seattle Seahawks is here. Grey, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
It's good to talk to you, and I'm curious just your feelings about, we'll talk about the team certainly, but just your season individually. How do you feel like it's gone for you? Because I don't know how much you pay attention to what people write or say, but I mean, you're getting rave reviews about your play to this point. So do you feel like you're living up to what you thought you would? Do you feel like it's better than you thought it would be? How's the season for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going good as we have a 10-3 record, and I think the biggest part of my season is just continue to grow and continue to get better every single day. And I'm able to do that because I have great teammates around me. We have an unbelievable offensive line, and the coaching staff and strength staff and nutrition staff, all that is just preparing us for the best possible player we could possibly be. So it's one of those deals where you don't really realize that it's already week 15 in the NFL, but it's going well, it's flying by, and we're having fun.
Well, and Grey, it seems to me like you haven't really had that welcome to the NFL moment, but because you just look very smooth and like you're fitting right in. But have you had that moment? Has there been something that you've been like, okay, this is next level?
Yeah, I think that happened kind of in training camp, and I remember going up against Byron Murphy, Leonard Williams, Jay Reed, those guys, all training camp, and there was a few days where after practice I was considering like maybe a desk job and a cubicle and a big building somewhere. So it was one of those deals where I had my welcome to the NFL moment every single day in practice. So, and I think that just goes to show that maybe I got all those out in training camp and stuff, going against unbelievable players like we have on the defensive line. So you could probably go find a play here and there that I get caught, but I mean, once again, it's the NFL and everyone gets paid to play at a really high level.
Yeah, I mean, going against those, you're talking about guys on arguably the best defense in the league, one of the best defenses in the league. So I'm not going to say it's easy when it's game time, but it's got to feel like, you know what, I'm having an easier time with this guy than I did with Jay Reed or Byron Murphy or those guys, right?
Absolutely. And like you said, I think it does slow down a little bit in game, and I think that's the biggest part that I've seen going throughout the season is maybe the first few weeks it's all really fast and you're trying to make split-second decisions, and then now as you start to play more and more and more, it starts slowing down and you start understanding the game. You start understanding maybe the defensive call you're going to get on a certain situation, and that just all it takes is repetition. And like being a rookie, you take as much reps and how much experience as possible.
It seems like Leonard Williams may be the nicest guy. I mean, I love Jaron Reed, but, he's kind of a bully. He's kind of mean. I love that about him. But, no, is there a guy that you specifically go to that helps you and that you kind of talk through things as far as line play goes?
Yeah, I think a lot of the vets, I say vets in the O-line room, but a lot of the guys are year 2, 3, and 4 in our room. But I think
Right.
A guy like Leo, what is this, year
Like
48 in the NFL for a guy like that?
Don't tell him you said that, man.
Yeah, no, but I go to him and I ask about certain kind of what he sees, what can I change, is there tendencies, all that stuff. And I mean, for a guy of his caliber, how good he is, how many years he's played in the league, like he doesn't have to help me or talk me through situations stuff. He's choosing to do that. And I think that just is a testament to the type of person he is, the leader he is, the culture we have in the building. Like, it's unbelievable. And he's helped my game immensely, and I can never thank him enough for what he's done for me.
Hey, Grey, you had a fun interaction with Calais Campbell that I think a lot of people heard, and you didn't come off like a rookie in that conversation where he was talking about getting a sack, and you're like, well, you're not getting it on me, which was pretty cool to hear. But I mean, is that sort of the attitude you take? I'm not going to be in awe of these guys. You're going to respect them, but you're look, I'm a pro player as well. I'm maybe a rookie, but you're not going to take advantage of me being a rookie.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at the end of the day, like in between those white lines, you got to do whatever it takes to not give up a sack. I mean, we preach about it in the O-line room. Like, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be clean. It's not going to be perfect. But our effort and mentality is going to make up for everything that we lack. And I think as the season's going on, we're starting to buy into that and understand that's kind of the mentality that you got to play with. So I think we're doing a good job as O-line. And you see in that clip, like, it's one of those deals where they're going to study you and they're going to try and beat you and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, you got to keep your quarterback clean, and you can't be giving up sacks no matter what it takes.
Did he laugh when you said that to him?
Yeah. We talked after the game, and I told him I was mic'd up, and he just busted out laughing. And he was like, "Dude, you could have told me that like after the first
play." Hey, Gray, tell me about your footwork, like where that comes from. I thought maybe one of the most impressive plays that you had was Jared Verse. He got you in the beginning, like he got almost like to the next level and everything. But your recovery was unbelievable. Like, and I was just looking at your feet on that play. Where does that come from? Like, is that just something that you just have naturally? Do you jump rope, or was it basketball? Where did that come from?
Yeah, I think in this day and age, and I might go on a rant here, but in this day and age, everybody's so one sport specific and football year round and all that stuff. And I think the complete opposite. Growing up, my parents let us play every single sport that we wanted, and I think now as I get into the NFL, like, you guys are going to laugh when I say this, but I played soccer all the way up till I think through 8th grade in the springs, because I really didn't want to run track or do any of that. And then I played basketball, baseball, and football throughout high school. So it's one of those deals where you never really know where that footwork comes from. It's probably playing defense on basketball or trying to field a grounder in baseball. But everything like that helps. And it's one of those deals where I think kids these age, if they're able to play multiple sports and cross-train and all that, you can see a lot of tendencies and kind of crossovers from sport to sport that's going to benefit you in more ways than you could possibly get than just playing one sport year-round.
Were you the biggest kid on the soccer field?
Yeah, I probably was. But it was one of those deals, man, I loved it. It's a fun sport to play. I probably was a lot skinnier when I played that, in a lot better shape. But don't ask me to go and play 90 minutes of soccer right now. I'll tip over.
Hey, well, what about, weren't you a pitcher? I mean, I think I saw some numbers. Yeah, I they look good to me, man. But and first of all, are you a lefty?
I am a lefty.
Yeah, I mean, I from the numbers in high school anyway, I was like, wow, this guy looked good. I mean, was that the case?
I mean, I tried it. It was one of those deals where I'm technically ambidextrous. Like, I throw left-handed, but I shoot a basketball and do all that stuff right-handed and all that. So it probably helps me in football. But I was able to throw it a little bit, but wasn't throwing hard enough to have a career in baseball, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, you could have been a relief pitcher out there throwing some junk, and lefty, you could have been in Major League Baseball till you're 45 years old.
My body would probably feel a lot better than it does right now. So.
Hey, how does I love talking to rookies, in their first year, because you're gonna play a lot more football than you ever did at the college level in a single season, and you're through 13 games at this point. You still have 4 regular season, and we're obviously all looking at the playoffs. How do you feel physically?
Yeah, I feel good. Obviously, there's bumps and bruises, just like every single football season. And I think the best part about playing at NDSU is we're playing into January every single year trying to win a national championship. So I love December football because the implications just rise that much more. And you got to be on your A game, and every game matters moving forward. So having that mentality is really going to help as a rookie, and I think it's kind of saving me from hitting that so-called rookie wall.
Hey, so tell us about chemistry with your teammates. Obviously, you're lined up next to Charles, and then you had Jalen Sundell there for a while, which you guys were roommates, right, at ND State. So Yeah, just tell us like the adjustment that you have to make, because I'm assuming that you probably had the best chemistry with Jalen Sundell, right?
Yeah, I think right away it was one of those deals. Showing up, he really helped me kind of what to expect in the NFL, how it kind of works day to day, and all this. And you get to have a relationship in that room where it's kind of more of a plug and play. Like you play next to so many guys throughout OTAs, training camp, into the season a little bit. It's one of those deals where you get comfortable playing next to whoever. And I think everyone's doing a great job in the O-line room, and there's trust amongst everybody. So if anybody has to go in, like, there's no fall off. And it's super cool that having the opportunity to play next to Jalen, and then it sucks he went down, but Olu has stepped up great and has been playing good ball, and I'm excited for the future.
Grey, is there anything you've learned to this point through the season that you're thinking, man, if I would have known this at the beginning of the year, how much better things could have been, even if it's off the field, training, diet, or maybe it's something in game that's struck you along the way that you look at that way?
Man, that is a really good question. Gosh, you stumped me on that question. I would. The first one that I'd probably say is just like, if you don't think it like hurts body wise, it's gonna hurt moving down the road. So just getting as much treatment as possible and having your body feel as best as it possibly can. I mean, it's a lot different soreness than college football is. It's a train crash every single play. So it's one of those deals where you just gotta take the punches and roll with them.
Hey, Greg, I got to ask you this because I was watching the film on the way home when you guys played Tennessee. And, you know, they got Jeffrey Simmons, and everybody was talking about him all week and everything. And it seems like you guys, like, had an agenda, like you were going to get after that dude. I saw Charles come from – he was out of bounds and came back in and smoked him. And then, you know, you and, you know, I can't remember who you had a double team. You guys just buried him. Was that – kind of the directive for, that's what it looked like on film anyway to me.
Yeah, I mean, that dude's an all-pro player. He's playing at a really high level and has been doing it for years and years and years. So I think our agenda was just making sure he feels one of us every single play. And I think we had a good game plan for him going in, and it's one of those deals where you don't practice all week, and you're going to be questionable at game time, and you're fighting, trying to do as much rehab as possible to get ready for this game, and you finally get cleared to play, and you go out there and you go against him the first time, and you're like, whoa, yeah, this guy is good. But, I mean, it's one of those deals where just kind of the whatever it takes mentality to get the job done, and he beat me for sure a few times and taught me a few lessons, but one of those deals where you just got to keep fighting. It ain't going to be pretty, but just continue to get in the fight.
Great. It's been fun watching you in your first year, man. I mean, the team is on an absolute roll, which is fun, but congrats on how things have gone for you individually, and obviously wish you nothing but the best for the remainder of the regular season and into the playoffs. Thanks so much for taking the time with us, and look forward to talking to you again.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.